Let's move it to the Amex. Brighton 1, Newcastle 1. A draw that didn't help particularly either team. Minter, always a story, isn't it? Minter, former Newcastle guy, is going to dips inside, gets a goal. Lovely finish from his point of view, not great from Newcastle's. And then he's out with a penalty. Leighton gets Newcastle a share of the points. But I think Newcastle slightly disappointed that they would have wanted to got all three. I didn't really watch too much of this game, but I kept an eye on Manchester United around this window. But 1-1 a fairish outcome.
Oh, gosh, there's a lot that went on. I think so, yeah. I think so. I mean, Craig Pawson pointed to the spot, I don't know, 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
But I think VAR, to be fair, got actually all those right. But yeah, I think it probably was a fair result. I was disappointed with Newcastle. You know how high I've been on the Geordies from day one, really, thinking they can finish in the top 4. And obviously they still can. I just, with the situation right now, and with teams... with only a few, like you know, a draw's like a loss, and they've dropped points, and that brings everybody else in. It still gives Forest maybe more hope. Aston Villa still can reach them, etc., etc. Disappointed that we didn't see, you know, in previewing the game on the show. I'm like, what if Newcastle, they can bully Brighton? They're so powerful. They're so energetic. But we didn't see it. Didn't see it in the first half. We saw it in the second half when there were some changes, but. Gosh, I was disappointed in the first half. They go one behind, and then it's a struggle. You know, Brighton a good side. They've knocked the ball around pretty well. They make changes. I think Mats Vifa, the right fullback, was lucky.
Yeah, the 2 challenges,
didn't he? Yeah, I thought he was really lucky. Really lucky.
Yeah, the second one,
So that
the second one looks a yellow standalone, doesn't it? I mean, absolutely, I know he might got the benefit, but I mean, he goes steaming in there. He's a little bit fortunate.
Really fortunate. Diego Gomez has a missed header at the end for Brighton. Callum Wilson goes through at the end and makes has
a shot.
But Verbrugge makes a save. So yeah, I just you know, it wasn't full-blooded Newcastle United. And you know, the one point I've made, a main note from this game for Newcastle, and I can remember saying this before, is when they don't bring that 100% physicality, which when they do bring it, we're like, oh my, you know, that's the way that they should play. But they can't always bring that, and when they don't bring that, they look a bit average. You know, the next step surely is to be. You know, if you think of Liverpool, right? I know they're a higher level right now, but they went from Klopp, where they were brilliant when they were intense and they were flat out and heavy metal, to Arne Slot that's like, I love that, we've got that, but let's work on a slower, more patient, more controlled manner. And Newcastle haven't got it, Rob. That's I still
isn't that the challenge for Eddie? Isn't that challenge for Eddie though, to show that he can bring something else now? You know, we've seen intensity. We know that's great on great days, but the good teams can say, okay, when we've had big European weeks, when we can't play that level, maybe he's got to find a bit more creativity in other areas. The wide players are key to him, Rob. If they have good days, they can create and get to the byline. You know, with Murphy and Barnes on the other side. Gordon came on today, didn't he? I saw he came on just to liven things up a bit. But yeah, you're right. Maybe it's always thought it's like second option, a second way of doing things for Newcastle is something that's important.
Yeah, I mean, learn to play better when it's slower. Newcastle is so good when it's quick, right? Whether it's Gordon in transition, Harvey Barnes running at players, you know, Jacob Murphy counter-attacking, guys throwing. But you think about it, Rob. There's not many times where you think of Newcastle and you think of slow, build up, play, clever, play, cross goal. It's like flat out, win the ball back, transition, counter attack, and they win at pace a lot of the time. And I don't know. It's just a thing that I think, you know, for them to. It's another string to the bow, Rob. Another way that they can win in different scenarios. Today was one of those. Brighton keep it, and that keeps Newcastle. Back on their heels a little bit.
Yeah, you can't get
and then they're hard to get their stuff going. So, no, it was a decent game. I just think it was, and normally, Rob, if one away at Brighton, not an awful result, but given the scenario
where we are,
it feels like drop points.
That was drop points. Yeah,
makes it a little harder to finish that. All that being said, they're still, I believe, in 4th spot on 63 points. We'll see. We'll see. It's going to go right to the wire.
It's going to absolutely go right to the wire.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Lowe, and as we head towards the end of an exciting Premier League season, make sure you like and subscribe on the NBC Sports YouTube channel for more content like this.